The Indiana Fever are on a 5-game winning streak. They just beat the LA Sparks. They've clinched a playoff spot, but still there is a reoccurring issue that has to be addressed. Now, the Fever actually have two really big problems. It's their perimeter defense and their turnovers, but we're going to make this video on the perimeter defense because I think it's a bigger issue. If you did not know, the Indiana Fever give up 9 3-point shots per game. That is the most in the entire WNBA. They have the worst perimeter defense in the entire league. Now, before you go typing in my comment section, why are you being so negative? Why aren't you just enjoying the win? Well, I did enjoy the win, but we also have to talk about the problems from this team because the reality is the Indiana Fever are not going to go very far in the playoffs if they give up 50 3-point shots every single game. Let's break down this film so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, check out this first play and notice how the Sparks are going down to their low post. And I want you to pay attention to Caitlin Clark. Notice how she goes down to help on that post up, leaving Aari McDonald wide open. That is not a good play. Aari McDonald gets the ball and hits the 3-point shot. Now, look, I get it. Kelsey Mitchell cannot guard that big player down there alone. But if Caitlin Clark is going to go help, Erica Wheeler has to switch. Then Aaliyah Boston has to step up. Then Katie Lou Samuelson has to switch. Everybody has to switch if Caitlin Clark is going to help. She can't go help and then just leave Aari McDonald wide open for a 3-point shot and then try to play both sides. You can't play both sides, Caitlin. That is bad perimeter defense. We just gave up a wide open 3-point shot. Now look at this next play and pay attention to Caitlin Clark once again. And I want you to notice Kelsey Mitchell trying to guard Ray Burrow down on that low post. And look how Caitlin Clark makes a gamble for the ball. That is a bad gamble, and that leaves the 3-point shooter wide open. You cannot do that. You give up another 3-point shot. Now I know Caitlin Clark is not Kawhi Leonard on the defensive side of the basketball, and I'm not asking her to be. I'm just asking her to play with some defensive awareness. You have to know not to go for that gamble because you're leaving a 3-point shooter wide open. This is a bad play. This is Caitlin Clark's fault, and we have to cut this out because every single 3 that you give the other team matters. Now, I have talked about the Indiana Fever having bad transition defense, but this play is going to show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. Number 12 is bringing the ball up the court, and notice how Damiris Dantas picks her up instead of Lexi Hole. Lexi Hole stays down low to guard the defender that's coming in from the left side. Now, that leaves Nalissa Smith to have to deal with Kia Nurse in transition, and she jumps for joy. That is a terrible jump. You give Kia Nurse the ability to get a wide open shot off, and she's going to hit that. Now, look, the Sparks are going to miss this 3-point shot, but I want you to look at Kelsey Mitchell's perimeter defense. Why is she playing to the side of Aari McDonald? Why is she giving Aari a wide open 3-point shot? What defense is this? Why are you even there? You might as well be on the bench, Kelsey. Look, I understand you are amazing on the offensive side of the basketball. Same goes for Caitlin Clark. But y'all have to play with at least some sense on the defensive side of the basketball. Steph Curry is a terrible defender. James Harden is a terrible defender. Trae Young is a terrible defender. But at least these guys play with common sense on the defensive side of the basketball. You cannot lack common sense. You can be a bad defender, but you can't be stupid. This is a stupid play. Get in front of Aari. Why are you playing to the side, Kelsey? Look, she missed the 3-point shot, but this is bad defense, man. Now check this out. Lexi Hole is playing really good perimeter defense. She is sliding her feet. So tell me why Nalissa Smith is helping. Why does she make this gamble for a steal, leaving the 3-point shooter wide open? Now she does miss the shot, but this is terrible perimeter defense. Why is she making that gamble? This is how we lose points, folks. Now what you're gonna notice is that a whole lot of these issues are not physical. It doesn't have to do with them moving their feet or putting their hands up. It has to do with these Indiana Fever players making bad decisions. Nalissa Smith needs to know that she cannot gamble right here. You're leaving the 3-point shooter wide open, and you got lucky that she missed. Now check out this next play. I think it's a miscommunication. You got Damiris Dantas going down to the paint. She's playing defense there, and Lexi Hole follows her to the paint, leaving the 3-point shooter wide open on the arc. You give up a wide open 3. That is terrible defense. Now, although this may have been a miscommunication, it also may have been Aaliyah Boston not getting down the court quick enough. I mean, look, Lexi Hole is helping Damiris Dantas for good reason. There's 2 players coming into the paint. She can't guard both. Lexi Hole also has to guard the 3-point shooter on the wing. She can't do both. They both can't do both. Aaliyah Boston needs to be down there. So look, this is just bad transition defense as a whole. Now check this out. The Fever are daring Azura Stevens to shoot a wide open 3-point shot. And this is a bad play because Stevens is a 36% 3-point shooter. You have to know who you're playing against. You have to do the scouting job. You can't dare some people to shoot. This is terrible defense, and look, you're giving up practice shots. Any team, literally any team, can turn into the Prime Warriors if you let them shoot with no contest. Any team can get a hot hand if you're going to leave them that wide open. You just have to play better defense than this. Now look at this next play. Once again, we're double teaming a ball handler, leaving Azura Stevens wide open. That makes no sense. She is a 36.5% three-point shooter. Before this game, she was a 35% three-point shooter. Why are we leaving her wide open? It makes no sense. I do understand the idea of daring a player to shoot, but when someone's a 36% three-point shooter and you leave them that wide open, what do you expect the outcome to be? Now look at this next play. Once again, we're leaving Azura wide open. Why are we doing that? Why is Aaliyah Boston helping off of her? This is a whole new quarter. She just made 2 threes against you. Why are we still leaving her? This is terrible defense. You've let this woman get into a groove. This is stupid. I understand they won the game, and I made a whole analysis on the game. I was happy about it too. But this has to be fixed. We cannot let this go on or we will not go very far in the playoffs. That's what we have to be saying if we're the Indiana Fever coaching staff. Now, I want you to look at Caitlin Clark. She is leaving her defensive assignment wide open, and there's no reason for her to be there. There's no one in the paint for her to guard, and if somebody were to come in the paint, what is Caitlin Clark's little self going to do to stop them? Get out to the perimeter and play defense. But no, she leaves that player wide open, and look, when the screen comes, she's not able to get there quick enough. That's a wide open three-point shot. You gave up 3 points because you are not aware on defense. You have to know who you're guarding. You cannot leave Kia Nurse wide open. Now, this play has the same exact theme. Look at Aaliyah Boston leaving Burrell wide open in that corner. She's sagging off. You're not being aware of who you're guarding, and that's too much space to give Burrell. She tries to close out at the last second there, but you gave her a practice shot. She's going to drill that. You have to play better defense, and now you've already let the team get into a groove. I think this is their 9th three-point make of the game. You've let them get all the way into a groove. Now, this next play nearly has the same exact theme besides the fact that there is a miscommunication. Look, Lexi Hole is expecting Kelsey Mitchell to switch right here, but Kelsey Mitchell is not switching. Kelsey Mitchell doesn't realize that she needs to switch, so they've left the three-point shooter wide open. You cannot let this happen. Your communication is off. Your perimeter defense is off. Your transition defense is off. Everything is off for this team when it comes to guarding the three-point line. You have to do better. Now, that is where we are going to end off this breakdown. I did enjoy this game. I like seeing the Indiana Fever pull off the victory, but I don't like seeing them let the other team turn into prime Golden State every single time they play them. No matter who we play, it seems like the Indiana Fever always let the other team score like 53s. We got to do better, because if the Indiana Fever don't up their perimeter defense, they're not going to be able to win in the playoffs. It's just a fact. Now, maybe I shouldn't call it a fact, but I don't see any other way of the Indiana Fever winning in the playoffs unless they play good perimeter defense. You have to be able to stop the other team from scoring. The Indiana Fever are one of the better offensive teams in the league. They have the best offensive backcourt in the WNBA. They arguably have the best offensive duo in the WNBA. But even so, if you cannot stop the other team from scoring, I just don't see you winning in the playoffs. That's the end of my analysis though, folks. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know if you think the perimeter defense is going to be a really big problem for the Indiana Fever going forth. I do think so. I read all the comments, so let me know what you think. Leave me some lengthy comments. I'm going to read them. But look, I got one more thing to talk about before we end off this video. I've actually got 2 things to talk about. The first one is the super chats. I really appreciate y'all for dropping so many donations to this channel. I really am grateful. Y'all don't have to do that, and when you do, it's just spectacular. I mean, that's just a blessing to have people give money to my videos, not requiring anything of me, just watching my video, helping me out with the view. You're liking the video, you're subscribed to my channel, and then you're also giving me money. That is just legendary. I appreciate you guys so much for that. And look, I gotta give a special shout out to every single one of you. Now, there's one legend who said he did not want to shout out, so I won't shout him out. But as for Steward, you are a legend. You are a legend. He dropped a $100 donation. That's legendary, man. You are spectacular. I appreciate you. I really do. Now, as for Tim, this person dropped a $50 donation. I appreciate you so much. Literally, from the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful. You guys are legends for dropping donations to the channel, man. That's just amazing. That's spectacular. You don't have to do that. I mean, I really don't have much to say. I've also got to say thank you to Bernie Kits. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. You dropped a $20 donation. I really appreciate you guys, man. I really, really, really do. That is legendary, and you don't have to do that. But man, yeah, I got one more thing to talk about, which is thank you guys so much for 10K subscribers. I forgot to mention it in my last video because I was just kind of going and it was late. But man, we hit 10K subs. That's legendary. I appreciate you guys so much. The sky is the limit. Technically, I mean, you can get as many subscribers as there are people on the planet. I think there's 8 billion right now, so maybe everybody's gonna subscribe to this channel. I doubt it, but I do appreciate you guys, man. We're at 10K, man, and yeah, that's pretty sick. Anyway, I'm out though. Hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Peace out, folks.